Imagine stepping out with your morning coffee into a lush, vibrant garden that practically grows itself, giving you gorgeous blooms and crisp veggies without you ever breaking your back with a shovel. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've been told gardening means hauling heavy bags, constant digging, and endless trips to the garden center. But what if I told you there's a smarter way? A way where your garden does most of the work for you. Stick around, because secret number 3 completely defies everything the big garden centers have ever told you about keeping pests away for good. Let's start with the first lazy secret. You've been told plants just sit there passively waiting for you to pour chemical fertilizer on them. But the truth is, your plants are actually working underground in ways most gardeners never see. They're partnering with tiny helpers in the soil to get exactly what they need. Here's what you need to do. Stop buying and hauling those heavy bags of synthetic nitrogen fertilizers. Instead, simply keep your soil covered with a light layer of dead leaves. That's it. Just mulch. This gives the native microbes a moist, safe place to live and multiply. Think of your plant's roots like a clever dairy farmer. They feed the soil bacteria sugar to fatten them up, bring them inside the root to extract nutrients, and then send them back out to gather more food. Here's what's actually happening down there. In a remarkable 12-step process, roots absorb bacteria, use a natural compound to strip away the bacteria's cell walls to extract nitrogen, and then release the living bacteria back into the soil to gather more nutrients. Your plants are literally farming their own fertilizer underground while you sip your coffee on the porch. And here's a bonus tip that makes this even easier. Just leave your grass clippings on the lawn or garden bed after mowing. It feeds the microbes, so your plants can use them later. No bagging, no hauling, no extra work. Tell me in the comments, are you still hauling heavy bags of fertilizer from the store, or are you ready to let the microbes do the heavy lifting for you? Type microbes below if you're ready for the lazy way. Now let's talk about secret number 2. If your plants look yellow, you probably think your soil is empty and needs expensive liquid plant food. But here's the truth. Your soil is already packed with minerals. They're just locked in a form the plant can't use yet. So what's the lazy action? Feed your soil with kitchen scraps or simple compost, not the plant. The living microbes will handle the rest. Your plant is like someone ordering food for delivery. If it needs a specific mineral, it releases a specific sugary signal to hire a specific microbe to fetch exactly what it craves. Here's the science that makes this work. Plants secrete custom sugar protein blends from their roots to wake up specific microbes. A single gram of healthy soil holds 1 billion bacteria and 200 million fungal threads ready to work. When the plant needs potassium, it releases a signal that triggers the exact bacteria that can extract potassium from organic matter. The plant literally orders what it needs, and the soil delivers it. Here's your bonus lazy tip. Toss your banana peels directly under your garden mulch. The plants will order the potassium delivery from the microbes when they're ready. You don't need to brew teas or make complicated recipes. Just toss and forget. Quick question for you. Have you ever noticed your plants looking yellow and immediately reached for a chemical spray? Or do you prefer to feed your soil first? Let me know your go-to method in the comments. Alright, here's secret number 3, and this one is going to change how you think about pests forever. We all think dumping chemical nitrogen on plants makes them strong and green. But actually, it fills the plant with watery compounds, turning it into a free, all-you-can-eat buffet for aphids and bugs. Here's what you need to do. Completely stop using liquid synthetic nitrogen. Let the living soil feed the plant slowly and naturally. Garden pests are like toothless babies. They can only consume runny liquid from plant sap. If your soil is healthy, the plant converts that liquid into complete protein that the bugs physically cannot process, so they move on to someone else's garden. Here's the mechanism. When plants feed from living soil, they convert all nitrogen into complete proteins within a 24-hour cycle. This leaves no free watery compounds in the plant sap for pests to consume. Furthermore, healthy plants build a waxy protective layer that physically blocks fungal issues from entering the leaves. This layer makes up 3 to 4% of the plant's dry weight when the soil is alive and working. And here's your bonus lazy tip. If you see aphids, don't waste energy spraying chemicals. Just step back, realize your plant has a nitrogen imbalance, and stop fertilizing it to let the soil biology catch up. The pests will leave on their own when there's nothing for them to eat. Now for secret number 4, and this is the one that saves your back. Got hard, compacted clay. Your first instinct is to grab a tiller or shovel and break your back digging it up. But digging actually destroys the soil's natural structure and makes it more compacted after the next rain. Put the shovel away forever. Just lay down wet cardboard over your weeds, cover it with a layer of compost or dead leaves, and let the worms and microbes do the digging for you. Tilling hard soil is like smashing a structure into dust. It just turns into a flat, muddy mess when it rains. Microbes, on the other hand, are tiny workers that glue soil particles into sturdy clusters, so water and air can flow perfectly to the roots. Here's what's happening. Soil microbes and fungi secrete sticky compounds that act as biological glue. This glue binds tiny soil particles into large, sturdy clusters, creating natural breathing pores. This structure increases the soil's water-holding capacity by 10 to 1,000 times compared to tilled soil. That means your plants stay hydrated longer and you water less. Here's your bonus lazy tip. Plant a few radishes and just leave them in the ground. Their deep roots naturally break up hard soil, feeding the microbes without you lifting a single finger. When the radishes fade, they become food for the soil, and the channels they created stay open for your next crop. So let's recap what we've covered today. You learned how to let your plants farm their own fertilizer by simply keeping the soil covered with mulch. You discovered how to unlock the hidden minerals already in your soil by feeding the microbes, not the plant. You found out how to send pests packing by ditching synthetic nitrogen and letting the soil build strong, protected plants. And you learned how to turn hard clay into soft, fluffy soil without ever picking up a shovel. Here's what this means for you. While your neighbors are spending their weekends hauling bags, digging beds, and spraying chemicals, you'll be enjoying a garden that practically tends itself. Your plants will be healthier, your soil will be softer, and your back will thank you. Plus, when your neighbors ask how your garden looks so good with so little effort, you'll have the satisfaction of knowing you're working smarter, not harder. If you loved these lazy gardening secrets, hit that subscribe button right now. You won't want to miss next week's guide on how to turn your everyday kitchen scraps into liquid gold for your garden without ever having to turn a heavy, smelly compost pile. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 4 secrets are you going to try first in your garden? Are you going to ditch the fertilizer bags, feed your soil instead of your plants, stop the synthetic nitrogen, or put away the shovel for good? Drop a comment below and let me know. I read every single one, and I love hearing about your gardening wins.